A big vote today could help shape the future of the Moda Center. Coming up, what's in the term sheet Portland City Council is set to vote on, from renovations to who pays for them.
And as crews continue to battle the grasshopper fire, one summertime attraction is ending the season early. Which popular resort is tapping out until winter? And later, mass meets major damage as a car crashes head into a church. The latest on the driver's condition ahead at 6:30. Plus, getting penalized for not tipping. How much a man says the price of his Shake Shack order jumped after he hit the no tip option. That's coming up as your News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning and thank you for joining us on your Wednesday morning. I'm Matthew Herchick. China still has the morning off, but Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis are staying by with our weather and traffic. I have a lot of thoughts on that Shake Shack story. I'm going to hold them off for now, but
I want to hear the story.
Yeah.
I like Shake Shack, by the way. I like the
I do too.
fries. I like the burgers.
I don't like the move though. Rod, how do we like the weather today?
What are we talking about, Matthew? Oh, weather. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Here's our Salem sky camera. The cloudiness has quickly advanced down into Marion County. Again, we expected this solid marine cloud deck to be with us all through the morning into this afternoon, and that's what is taking place at this hour. 61 in Salem, temperature 64 in Portland. You saw the solid clouds from the Wells Fargo building. We'll be looking for some reports of patchy drizzle out there this morning. Have not seen anything yet. We may not. 67 degrees at noon. Eventually this afternoon we'll look for partial clearing and for temperatures to hold in the 70s, only 76. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, we pick it up with a traffic alert here on the Sunset westbound. I apologize, my camera froze here. This is ODOT's camera on Highway 26 out near Helvetia Road. So there was an overnight early morning crash just west of this scene. They're working to clear the scene right now, but ODOT's got their trucks out there and they are diverting westbound traffic off the freeway right now at Helvetia Road. So it's a fairly simple workaround up to maybe West Union and back out to Jackson School Road. But just realize that if you're trying to get west out to North Plains, for instance, or beyond, it's going to take you some extra time. This is a live look near Cornelius Pass Road. We still have fairly light volume on that side of town, so this doesn't look like it's impacting too many people just yet, but we'll certainly keep you posted. The freeway drive right now inbound on the Sunset, just 13 minutes from Hillsborough, 16 minutes from Wilsonville. For the most part, we're zipping along just fine. Matthew, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. The grasshopper fire continues to push east, forcing even more evacuations and threatening homes. Mount Hood Meadows announced it's now closed for the rest of the summer season. Level 3 go now evacuations were added to the northeast of Pine Hollow. More than 700 people have been told to leave now, with hundreds more on alert. Ranchers and farmers nearby are doing what they can to protect their properties, alongside the now 1,800 plus personnel assigned to this fire.
Been doing this for a lot of years, but you never get used to it, especially when it gets close to your place. That's when it gets really scary.
So far, the fire is about 20% contained and more than 77,000 acres have been burned. The Red Cross has opened a shelter at the Dalles Middle School for people in need of a place to go. And because of the grasshopper fire, the Wasco County Fair has decided to cancel this year's event. The Fair Board says it plans to meet to see if there's any way to hold specific events at a later date. It follows a level 2 beset evacuation notice for Tye Valley, where the fair is. And down in the southern part of our state, the Wright Spring fire has claimed the life of a firefighter. The Klamath County Sheriff's Office says Jason Ensign from Klamath Falls died on August 7th. Jason was a dozer operator who was building lines ahead of the fire, but conditions changed unexpectedly and he wasn't able to get to his escape route. They found him later that night after crews realized he was missing. The Wright Spring fire is 0% contained. And we do want to mention that there is a way that you can help those impacted by the wildfires. It's our Northwest Response Fund, which goes directly to the Red Cross. You can donate in person at any local branch of the U.S. Bank, or you can scan the QR code at the top right corner of your screen. That's also available on our website, kgw.com. A highly watched decision over the future of the Moda Center and the future of the Blazers in Portland could reach a major turning point this week. After weeks of negotiations, public testimony, and proposed changes to the deal, including new amendments to the term sheet added just last night, Portland City Council is now set to vote on the framework for a massive arena renovation and a new lease that could keep the Blazers here for at least another 20 years. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joining us now from the Moda Center. So Corey, this vote would move the city much closer to a final deal.
That's exactly right, Matthew. It would. And this is really the culmination of a debate that we've watched play out for several weeks now. How Portland pays for hundreds of millions of dollars in upgrades to a city-owned arena while still securing the Blazers' long-term future here in the Rose City. And today, council is set to consider the proposed term sheet that lays out how that partnership would work. The Moda Center is more than 30 years old, and a city commissioned assessment estimated roughly $500 million in phased investment would be needed to keep it operating in good condition for another 20 years. And the state has authorized up to $365 million in debt financing toward construction and renovation. But that money comes with conditions, including a binding commitment to keep the Blazers at the Moda Center for at least 20 years. The proposal would authorize Mayor Keith Wilson to sign the term sheet and allow negotiations over the final agreements to move forward. A newly amended term sheet, however, released last night includes a push to charge the Blazers rent in exchange for funding the renovations with a price tag of $2 million a year. Now, that's in addition to the already proposed $3 million a year payment in lieu of property taxes that was part of the initial term sheet. And that's something the Blazers called a, quote, non-starter. Also important to note, today's vote would not approve the final lease. It would approve this framework and move the deal into its next stage, with those final agreements set to come back before Portland City Council no later than December 31st. In today's meeting, it's set to start at 9:30, and of course we'll be there and bring you the latest updates as we learn more. Matthew?
All right, we'll certainly be keeping our eye on it. Corey, thank you very much. Meanwhile, check this out in downtown Portland. The Pride Plaza and the new Darcel 15 Promenade are getting colorful artwork, new furnishings, and more space for people to gather as well. Crews put finishing touches on the plaza, including planting a new tree. The project honors Portland's iconic drag queen Darcel 15 and the city's LGBTQ+ community. The Pride Plaza is on Southwest Harvey Milk Street between 12th and 13th Avenues. And the city is one step closer to approving plans for a new Broadway-style theater at Portland State University, but city leaders say that doesn't mean the iconic Keller Auditorium is going anywhere. Sunrise reporter Mo Hyder joining us live in Portland with more on a breakdown of what happened at yesterday's city council meeting. Good morning, Mo.
Hey, good morning, Matthew. Well, the city's Life Committee voted in favor 4-1 in support of a resolution for a new theater. But keep in mind, this does not mean that funding for construction has been approved yet. So here's a look at what that resolution does entail for a new theater. It moves plans forward for a new roughly 3,000-seat Broadway-style theater at PSU, while also starting the process of figuring out what happens next to the Keller. City leaders now have until December 1st to work out an agreement with PSU. The committee also added language requiring the city to explore funding for the Keller's renovation alongside the PSU project. The city's share of that project could be up to $44 million.
There's a lot of information I need before we approve funding for these projects, but taking this step today says we are in on the vision.
I can't get on the bandwagon to abandon the Keller to support something that is not on our balance sheet.
As far as what's next, it's set to go to full council for vote, but something to remember, even if this is approved, that doesn't mean the funding is, because the city council wants to see a full financial sheet to approve that. And also the state has committed $137 million for this project as well. Matthew.
All right, Mo Hyder, thank you very much. A Portland man is being charged in connection with multiple violent attacks involving a Great Dane. So authorities say the Great Dane seriously injured other people and dogs. One of the victims says the dog was pictured on warning flyers posted around Southeast Portland. According to court documents, Shadow and its owner Alika Kalei were injured. The affidavit says Calais left the scene and reportedly evaded animal control before he was arrested by Animal Services Saturday. As of yesterday, Shadow has not been euthanized. Meanwhile, Happy Valley has a new park and it comes with a view. This is the Scouters Mountain Neighborhood Park on Southeast Hornaday Avenue. The new park features an all-abilities playground, mobility charging station, courts, access to trails, and even a dog park. It was created through the Parks and Recreation Levy, which helps Happy Valley build and maintain parks. This is just the latest addition to Happy Valley's 88 accessible playgrounds and trails. And when you order food at a self-serve kiosk, do you leave a tip? Well, one Shake Shack customer says the company increases its prices if you don't tip. A man posted a video on TikTok showing he and his wife ordering 3 milkshakes at the self-serve kiosk. But then after they selected no tip, the kiosk said, uh-oh, there's been a pricing update to one or more of your items. Then the screen refreshed and the price of each item jumped 50 cents. Shake Shack responded saying there was a technology problem with the kiosk that has since been fixed. Headed over to Rod Hill. Okay,
So that's a no story then.
I was just gonna say, if it's just a glitch or whatever, that's fine. I can live with that if they've updated it. But yeah, I would have had something to say if, you know,
Well, I
something
mean,
they typically did.
Yeah, if I would have noticed that, I would have called the manager and said, my price changed. What's going on here?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay.
How's the air quality looking out there, Rod?
I thought we were going to get into a heated
Me too.
Turned out to be, something just went wrong. Here's a look at our watch warning map. This is what we've been seeing. Air quality advisories, not all counties, but many east of the Cascades today for wildfire smoke. Map is in better shape right now than compared to 24 hours ago. We generally have good to moderate air quality. Now, this is just at the reporting sites. Are the reporting sites right next to all the fires burning? Absolutely not. But this does show Prineville moderate with the fire, the big complex of fires just east of Prineville. So must be enough of a west wind to clear you folks out a little bit in Crook County right there. We still have unhealthy air quality out toward the Blues. Our big story here on the west side is a solid marine push of cloudiness. Not wildfire smoke, not wildfire haze, good air quality, just good old-fashioned marine clouds coming in. And there they are from the Chehalem tasting room out in Sherwood, 61 degrees. They've thickened down in Salem now, too. And here's the Providence Park camera looking out over the West Hills, 65 degrees is the temperature. And it's a comfortable start, 16 Happy Valley. We're a little bit warmer than we have been as of late at this hour because of the cloudiness that's come in, 61 in Salem and 60 down in Albany. It is a dry day once again. This is a mix of hazy sun and overcast, smoky conditions in central and eastern areas of our state. Cloudiness expected to show partial clearing, but not until at some point later this afternoon. And notice Portland and perhaps Salem holding in the 70s today. I have Portland at 76, so a really comfortable day. We are now expecting increasing wildfire smoke for hazy conditions tomorrow and to a lesser extent into Friday. And then by the weekend, I think we get back to good air quality and we'll have a chance of rain showers in the forecast. Just a chance. We'll see if something holds together or not Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Matthew?
All right, Rod, thank you very much.